Today, we're going to teach you how you can throw like you catch. For that, we have developed an end-to-end robotic throwing and catching system.
Robots have started to improve efficiency, increase productivity, and enhance human experiences. Warehouses and manufacturing is a prominent application that we've identified to move objects around and more efficiently and safely than humans. Enabling robots to both throw and catch with one another would expedite the process of obtaining particular packages or materials and moving them from one location to another, as shown on the left, versus our system on the right.
Our catching method has four main components. The first is pose filtering, then Kuka arm trajectory planning, Kuka arm closed loop control, and then the gripper trajectory planning and control. The first step is pose filtering. We assume that we have perfect knowledge of the ball's trajectory from when it's launched to when it hits the ground. We then take these poses and filter them based on the ones that are reachable by the Kuka based on joint position and velocity constraints. And then we reorient these poses so that their z-axis aligns with the velocity vector of the ball. We then take the longest segment of reachable poses and use this as the region of poses where we catch the ball. Once we've determined this catching region, we resample time steps such that the arm arrives at the ball's positions before the ball gets there. Eventually, we converge such that the ball and the gripper coincide at the same time at the same locations. It's during this matching period when we are able to close the gripper and catch the ball. And after that, we decelerate and come to a pause.
Even though we have now resampled the times, we are still asking a lot from our system. Because I mean, after all, our robot arm is trying to catch, like someone is using chopsticks, a sphere. That is really hard. So we have to get the most out of our system. For that, we have figured that we don't only need the desired state, like the joint positions and velocities, but also the desired acceleration to get the most out of the iiwa inverse dynamics controller. For that, we have chosen to use a differential IK system that outputs the desired joint velocity so that whenever we integrate that or take the discrete derivatives, we get nice and smooth integrals and derivatives. To make this even better, we are making this closed loop so that we feed in the measured joint positions back into the differential IK system.
The final component is defining the gripper controller and trajectory. We can then make the gripper start closing the ball once it matches its position and close before the arm reaches the ground. This, however, wasn't sufficient. We noticed that the gripper would sometimes close at the right time, but still wasn't able to catch. To fix this, we actually increased the KP gain to the upper limit so that it was able to grasp the ball much harder. On the next slide, I'll show the video of the gripper actually catching the ball in slow motion. So here we can see that the arm gets to its initial position and waits for the ball to fall a little bit more. Now it starts to follow and match the ball as it catches. On the next slide, you'll see a couple more examples in normal speed. And on the left, you can see that the gripper seamlessly catches the ball. And on the right, you can see the initial condition of the ball is far on the left, but it's still able to catch it on the right.
So now that we have figured out how to catch very reliably, and we have developed a nice stack to generalize that to a set of many different initial conditions, we're wondering how to throw. And whenever we played our video backwards, we noticed, this kind of looks like throwing, right? Even though we're doing catching. So we figured, hey, can't we just, give our system a desired position and velocity where we want to throw to? Just reverse the velocity and plan for catching, and then take that plan and reverse the poses and the times and just throw it along the trajectory? The answer is yes, we can do that. Look at that throwback. And that also enables us, now that we can do throwing and catching, that we can pass the ball and throw it back and forth between two robots.
One of the main limitations of our system is that we assume we have perfect pose and velocity estimation of the ball, which isn't feasible in real time. So in order to make this work in the real world, one of the things we'd have to do is build a perception module, which does pose and velocity estimation and creates a closed loop trajectory update system.
Right now, we are only able to catch uniform spheres, and we'd like to increase our system to be able to catch any geometric shape with non-uniform densities as well.
Further, for the throwing, it is more relevant that we also take an account for nonlinear dynamics, like the contact forces and drag, so that whenever we throw it back, we actually get it to the position where we want it to. Thank you.